The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Blackjack, a Jackalope Folk Warlock.
I'm Connor Shenold. I play Jaska, the Coyote Shifter Ranger.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Billy, a Possum Fighter!
I'm Kim Cross, and I play Beatrix, a Tabaxi Rogue.
I'm Brooke Bullock, playing Zionsi, a Spiderkin Cleric.
And I'm Johnny Payne, your Dungeon Master. Join us as we continue our tales from the Ironwoods.
I don't have a tail.
You will next time. Previously, the map led you to the gazebo, where you met Paulston, and he presented you with the key, the item that everyone has been looking for, yourselves for an entrance into a house, and Twitch for what he believes is the artifact he needs to conclude his lifelong ritual. Paulston tells you that the essence of the key is missing, and he's going to send you to where the essence lies so that you can retrieve it and have the whole key. I'm going to take you back to arriving at the gazebo. You're all seated. Paulston is quickly making some tea and starts fidgeting with something that sounds like metal on metal as he says, I heard there was also a necromancer with you. And Billy replies that Twitch found a map and decided to go after his own ambitions. And we slowly look over Paulston's shoulder, and he sets down the revolver that he was loading and covers it with a dirty rag upon hearing the news that Twitch is not with you.
Ooh.
And he picks up the tea tray and he turns around and serves all of you. What he fails to tell you in all of his excitement is that it lies in the land of the dead. So he serves all of you tea, gives all of you sugar except for himself, and upon drinking, you slowly drift asleep. When you wake back up, everything's darker, everything's colder, and you walk out of the gazebo seeing your dead, lifeless bodies laying there comfortably. You meet Martin Falston, and he explains the situation that you're in and tells you that he is aware of this essence that you're looking for, and the best way to find it is to just follow the light. And as you look through the trees in the distance, you do see a glowing light. He also lets you know that the longer you stay here, the more you will possibly lose your tether to the world of the living and might also lose yourself. When we last left off, you were all walking towards the light, which seemed to be mysteriously closer and closer to you for the amount of time that you've been walking.
Zionsi has heard stories about walking in different realms. I would like to do maybe like a religion check to see if I know anything. Oh my gosh, natural one. Nope, don't know a thing. There's something about walking but not walking, and like you're not really walking with your feet, but I can't recall.
I remember thinking about stories about other planes like ethereal and astral, where if you think more about where you're going rather than actually walking there, it just kind of takes you there.
Maybe that's it.
Have we tried not walking?
Think our way over there?
Well, that's certainly a possibility.
Walking's not too bad. We're getting closer and closer to it.
We are getting closer there.
That's true.
We just don't want to lose too much time. We are having to be extremely time sensitive.
Jaska.
Yes.
Give me a survival check.
Okay. 19.
You continue walking and you start thinking to yourself, you physically feel like you have walked the stretch, but mentally you feel like you just started walking. So time is slipping away from you. It's not, it's that you're not really here. You care less that you don't even notice the flowing of time, the passage of time. You look over and you see your traveling companions and you just feel alone. A lot of you start feeling sort of alone. You felt better when you stopped and talked about how far away you are, but then that conversation ended. And even though you're still walking side by side, you feel extremely cold and isolated.
Is anybody else feeling that? Loss, as we're just not communicating, not holding fellowship with each other.
Oh, Blackjack, hi. We've all been walking together.
Right. It felt like we were alone.
No, yeah. Your voice sounds so good.
Well, maybe we should not let the conversation die as much as it has been. Maybe
walk and
let's
talk. We're very good at this.
Yeah, maybe get to know each other a little bit more so that way we feel that connection. I don't know about y'all, but are we really friends?
Jaska, what is your favorite color?
Green, thank you for asking. But I am very particular about blues. What's your favorite color, Billy?
The red of blood!
Oh my.
Or berries!
Berry's a better shade of red, in my opinion.
I also like blood. I remember this about us now. Yeah. In fact, oh, look, yeah, I have some.
And I pull out 3 or 4 of the vials from the ferry.
That's weird!
No, it's fancy. You're just traveling and then you put in.
Why do you need to bring it with you?
Well, in case I get hungry.
I'm glad y'all two have that in common. I don't think I share that.
I'm looking at Billy, who is just kind of freaked out a bit on my shoulder, and I'm not sure why. Ziansi, what was that?
Well, it's just sometimes people bring provisions like iron rations or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's a little hard on my teeth, so a liquid diet works really well for me.
Well, I mean, I understand liquid diet. Billy, why are you freaking out about his liquid diet? What was that?
Beatrix.
Yes?
You are very cute.
Thank you.
Ziansi here drinks the blood of his enemies, and hopefully not his friends.
I mean, as long as it's just the enemies, more power to you.
Well, technically, he doesn't know who those people were in the vials. They could be his friends or his enemies. He's just going to drink their blood.
Was it yours?
One's fox, the other one, I haven't flavor tasted that one yet. One might be a small rodent.
Do they taste different?
Oh, yeah, everyone tastes just a little bit different.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was feeling a little less alone during that conversation, but let's just stick away from the blood part of it.
I have a lot to learn about all of you because I've just come to know you, so.
What is it like to be a shopkeeper?
Well, I get to meet a lot of interesting people. The thing that I don't like about it is the dusting. I'm not a fan of dusting.
Because that makes you sneeze.
It makes me sneeze, and so you never know where I might end up from there after I've put in all that work. But I do. I love meeting the people. I get to go interesting places to look for new things to put into my shops. My family for generations has been into shopkeeping. We've had mercantiles, and so I've just always been interested in all the antiques and
I
things.
thought
and
you
stories
said
behind
your
them.
family was shopkeepers, but you say they're mercenaries?
I said they're mercantile, which is a type of shop where you can buy foods and such also. And there's a portion of it where my different family members repair items that need to be repaired.
But you have not seen your family in a very long time.
I've not seen my family in a very long time.
I haven't seen my family in a very long time either.
Me neither!
Upon this realization that some of you haven't seen your family in a long time, some of you have no family anymore, I'm going to need a wisdom save.
17.
13.
14.
15.
8.
Everyone except for Ziansi and Blackjack, you're walking and you don't physically feel it, but for the time being, your speed is reduced by 5 feet. Because, man, I don't have anybody. I am alone.
Ziansi, they're falling behind.
What?
Our friends are falling behind.
Who? What? Oh.
Come on, you've got to keep up.
As far as you're concerned, you're keeping up. They're just walking faster than you. And then the two of you hear, because you're a little bit further ahead, a lady crying.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, it's someone crying.
We're going to rush to whoever's in need.
It gets a little colder as you rush up, and you come upon a woman standing there, and she's wearing a very beautiful gown. Her back is to you. Her hair is flowing as though the wind is blowing it, but there is no wind. You don't feel a breeze anywhere. And you just see her back and shoulders jumping as she sobs.
Miss, can we help you?
She spins around, and any part of flesh that you can see on her is green and glowing, and some of it is crumbling away. And she screams alone and rushes towards you. Roll initiative.
Ziansi got a 22.
I got a 23 because I wasted a nat 20 on initiative.
Maybe not.
20, well, fantastic.
11.
I got a 13.
5.
Okay, I'm gonna handle it weird since the two of you ran forward, so I'm gonna say blackjack.
Well, I freak out and start backing up. Am I in melee?
No.
Okay. Then I will back up 30 feet. Instinctively, bonus action, cast Hex on her. And fire my Eldritch Blast, because that just scared me. 24 to hit.
It hits, yes.
Okay. 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Second bolt, 10.
10 does not hit.
Okay.
So first one streaks out. And the next one streaks out, but it's not as bright. It's not as brilliant and zips past. Ziansi.
Ziansi gives out a surprise yelp and calls on Grandmother Spider with a DC 12 dex save needed from this creature as a sacred flame down from the heavens.
Well, nat 20.
Yeah, easily dodges out of the way.
And then we're going to go to the top, and that is Jaska. You are walking up as you see something rushing towards these two, and it's screaming, but you hear it screaming alone as one long word.
Jaska's feeling that kind of alone feeling, but then she also kind of feels that like she has to kind of step in. She's going to pull out her longbow of the Autumn Fairies and try and take a shot. 18 to hit.
Yes.
9 points. And she's going to try and do a second shot. 27 to hit.
Yes.
10 piercing damage, and just kind of instinctively she whistles. Do my tumbleweeds show up?
As you let your hand drop, you wave it to your side and whistle as though it would bring forth your tumbleweeds from hiding, and there are no tumbleweeds.
Okay.
But you do notice that the grass in your immediate area grows just a little bit.
Okay.
And leans the direction that you're motioning and looking.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
Interesting.
What would you like your tumbleweed, quote unquote, to do?
So I was going to have them do their movement on her. So if it works, she needs to give me a strength saving throw.
Okay, so they're moving towards her?
Yeah, so they would be moving towards her, and if she doesn't make the saving throw, she gets pushed 15 feet in a direction of my choice.
Okay, so you do the whistle, and the grass ruffles around you and starts leaning in towards the direction, as well as leaves start popping up from the grass and blowing in little swirls around it. Almost like a ghostly, haunting wind in a forest is moving the dead grass and leaves in her direction, and she gets a 16 on that roll.
Okay, she saves.
Next up, we're back to Ziansi.
Ziansi quickly grabs a holy symbol. It's a medallion of just wood that they've carved out and has a web pattern on it, and holds it forth and says, "Get back! Get back!" and turns undead. Tries to anyway. DC 12 wisdom save.
So you're saying there is a chance. 10. Okay. Tell everybody what happens.
The creature has to spend its turn trying to move as far away from me as possible, at least 30 feet.
It immediately takes effect because you two are the closest ones. It rushes almost back to where you first saw her, and it starts just moving back and forth in a supernatural-like speed, and is just pacing and screaming and howling. And is that your turn?
And that would be my turn.
Next is Billy.
So she's very far away from me, and I'm very small. Generally, in combat, Billy in his first movement will leap from the shoulder. It's very cool. But she's so far away that there's not a lot of sense in leaping. So let me ask you this, Johnny. Let me see if you'll allow me to do this. I would like to hold a sword stab in the event that Beatrix puts us into melee with the creature.
I will allow it.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Zionsi might throw in a word real quick.
Yes.
So Zionsi is holding the creature at bay, and Zionsi says, I can hold it back for about a minute as long as no one attacks it. Maybe we can, get past it.
Well, then, let's run away as fast as we can. But we still want to go toward the light.
Yes.
So we just go around. And
Okay.
I'm going to dash as fast as I can. I actually get a bonus action to hop 15 feet. Plus, I also going to dash another 36, so 75 feet. While it's got Hex, it's also got a disadvantage on an ability check. I'm going to choose Wisdom checks, just in case perception. Okay, run! Everybody run!
And next up is her. She turns and watches you and is screaming and wailing and then snaps back to everyone else. And then next up is Beatrix.
So I'm running.
For simplicity's sake, does everyone run?
Yeah.
You all run away, and those of you who aren't as fast as Blackjack, I'm sure you're keeping an eye on her while you're running.
Yes.
As you're going outside of what you think might be aggravating her presence, she turns and is watching you go, and her whole body is turning to watch you, and then it disappears and reappears in the exact same spot. And then she whips around again and sees there's none of you left and completely disappears and reappears 5 feet away to the precise spot she was found, with her head down, sobbing, crying again. So lonely, so cold.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/RedDirtDnD. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at RedDirtDnD.com or RedDirtRPG.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
You've been walking towards the light for who knows how long, and you come across a crying woman who has been here for an eternity, who has been here for a moment longer than you. You don't know. She was angry, she was scared, she was alone, and whatever it was in you that drove you to leave her in peace, she simply returned to her sorrow and her misery. As the rest of you contemplate what it's like in this place and what else could be going on.
I don't know how to help her. I don't think it seems like the only escape would be destruction.
I don't even know if that would be it. I mean, maybe it would just be temporary. If we try to kill her, would she just return back to her original position of crying?
It seems like she reset.
Right. And that's what I'm worried about. If we just kill her, she'll just go back to where she was before. And is that where we're supposed to be?
I think we should hurry.
How's everyone else doing? Jaska?
It's hard to put into words. I don't know. I don't think there's much we can do to help her, because even if we were to kill her, again, she might just come back, exactly, reset, and then I don't want that to happen to me, is kind of what I'm feeling right now.
I have to agree. I'm actually getting a little nervous here. The worst thing is that, did he say that it was something that had happened all the time in the Ironwoods, or was it because of this recent thing? Or is that just a permanent curse on the Ironwoods?
I assumed it was just the Ironwoods in general, it could be tied to the weird joining of the Feywild, but of the stories, which are few that I've heard of the Feywild, I've never heard of people being stuck like this.
And of course, this person might have been here even before the Feywild thing, so it might just be a curse of the Ironwood. Maybe there's some way to lift the curse and save these people.
I'm not even sure she was completely here. She seemed to be phasing.
Oh, she's just been here for that long that this is the only thing she knows anymore. We heard the people from the cave, and they were very confused. What Paulson did to us seems to be keeping that part at bay for now, but the faster we can get to this light, the better, and I'll keep a mental track of where she was at so we can just skirt around the area when we come back.
Jaska, Billy, Beatrix. Wisdom save, please.
Okay. Natural 20 for a 23.
Oh, yeah.
19.
Fantastic.
8.
Jaska and Billy regain your 5 feet of speed.
Okay.
And you're still just feeling tired, Beatrix, and just like, yeah, we need to hurry. Your voice is saying it, but you're just like, yeah.
Beatrix, come on! And he pulls.
Billy's pulling on me, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Well,
Can I get a little bit more focused here? So I'm trying to
Since
lean
those of
into it.
us are feeling a little under the weather still, should we do something to ensure that we all keep the same pace?
We've got our gear still.
Yeah.
I pull out some rope and let's just tie ourselves together.
Maybe we should just hold the rope instead of actually tie ourselves together, just in case.
Oh, that's true. Let's just
Right,
hold
no,
on
you
to
just
rope.
wrap it around your wrist.
Yeah.
You wrap it
Like
around
Kind of
your
loop
wrist,
in
so
it
you're
every so
holding
many
on to it.
feet.
Yeah.
Hold on
Yeah.
to.
All right, and then
Okay.
and that's that
Brilliant.
way we can also know that we're all connected. We are a group here that I think again it's very important that we maintain our connection with each other, because that's one of the things about this place is it makes you feel alone, and we have to realize that we're not alone. We have friends here. And I know we talked about it earlier, Jaska, but I think we are friends.
I think we're closer to being friends, but
You know, one of the things I like most about you, Jaska, is that you always smell like cinnamon.
oh well, thank you.
Yeah, especially when you're sleeping.
Blackjack, that bit of speech you were giving there, at any time during that speech, did you happen to make eye contact with Beatrix?
maybe.
Then Beatrix, feel free to maybe give me another wisdom save.
Your inspiring speech.
Can I add she add my charisma to it?
Yes.
Plus 4 charisma?
16.
Blackjack's words linger on you for a moment while you're tying this knot in this rope. And when everyone starts to walk, you find yourself keeping pace with him. And your 5-foot penalty is gone.
Nice.
All right, let's see if we can go as fast as we can. How, do we feel like we're getting closer to this thing?
When you all get the rope, you're together, you look at each other, you give each other knowing nods, you look back to the light, you're way closer to it. If anyone stops to try to puzzle this out, how are we closer to it now than we were? If you think real hard, you remember you got the rope and you got to your part of it and then you just started walking with it and everybody else was walking with it. The little conversation that you had there about tying handles in the rope and holding on to it took place over like an acre, even though it seemed like it took 30 seconds.
Wow.
Is it the closer we get as friends and not feeling so alone, the closer we get to the light?
I think it might be.
Okay, so Billy cannot read, and I'm also colorblind, and I really like berries, and I am ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous?
I fight with both hands. And I am king of Mudman. I miss Mudman, but at least he's not being murdered, I hope.
Oh my God! Just Paulson's over there murdering. This guy down, he's murdering.
We're gonna come back to Mudman number 20.
Oh, goodness.
If I have to start retraining this Mudman, it's going to very inconvenience me.
Is living
His best life.
the best.
His nightmarish torture. Blackjack, where did you get that fancy jacket?
I got this since we came from the Feywild. It was one of my favorite jackets, gifted to me by my father, who said that he wanted me to have this multicolored coat and I should wear it with pride. My father's name was Sam.
What is Sam's favorite color?
Sam's favorite color was off-white.
Do you look like your father or your mother?
I actually look a lot like my father, and he's a fantastic man. I mean, he's still alive, so I just haven't seen him in a long time, and we just don't talk very much. But I think I was one of his favorites.
How many of your siblings are older or younger than
Yes, I am exactly a middle child.
you? In exactly the middle?
Yes, the 22,
11 above,
11 above,
and
11
11
below, and I was typically just kind of lost in the shuffle, and that's why I used to
That's
go
why he
and
gave you the fancy coat so he could see you.
Exactly, yes.
You can remember which one you were.
Fancy coat, that one, Blackjack.
Yes.
Billy
Keep an eye on
Googled
that.
100 things to ask on a first date.
Ziancy, do you have siblings?
No, just me. I mean, probably, but I don't know them.
Do you know your parents?
Oh, yes, very much so.
What is your father's name?
My father's name is Corman,
And what is your mother's
and my
name?
mother's name is Sona.
Now, is Grandmother Spider your actual grandmother?
Oh, no, Grandmother Spider is the grandmother of everyone. She's the great weaver. She weaves all the fates together. And then sometimes, whenever she realized the other deities weren't going to give her a full spot, she made a little changes in the weave to cause trouble. It's a fantastic story. She and the sneaky one get along really well, and then also sometimes don't like each other.
While this conversation is going on, your pace matches your distance. You don't feel as bad. You're interested in what Ziancy had to say.
Jaska, what is your favorite thing to have for lunch?
Well, I'm pretty partial to meats. The sandwiches were pretty interesting from Mama Fat.
I did not have a sandwich. I'm suspicious.
I feel like you're suspicious about a lot of things, Billy, but
She gave us free food. Nobody give something for
that was
nothing.
pretty weird, but we offered to help her too.
Maybe Pumpkin found her.
I mean, yeah, it was more we voluntold Pumpkin.
So speaking of finding things, I know that you were searching for things of this man, and why you searched for him.
Well, see, when I was younger and unfortunate circumstances happened in my pack, myself and the other younger pups were kidnapped by a very unusual creature, and I was very scared, but I tried to be brave because I was one of the oldest of the pups, but even I was still pretty young. We'd been in there for a while, but there was a commotion outside the tent that this creature was keeping us in, and the next thing I knew, this very heroic figure burst into the tent.
What did he look like?
He was rather tall, I think about my height now, but I haven't seen him since. Maybe some type of half-elf, but I always remember his name, Gideon. I don't really talk about this a lot, but my father is the leader of our pack. When I reached the age of maturity, I was set off to go make my own pack. Coyote shifters do it a little different, and I don't think I was ready for leading a pack. I really want to know where Gideon went so I can have him teach me how to be as heroic as he is. And I've been searching for a while. It's been a couple of years, but figured the best part was to try and go to the Ironwoods and see.
You have lead that he went to Ironwoods?
No, not necessarily. I knew he went west, but the frontier's so vast.
I bet if you ever get the chance to meet him, he'll probably be really proud that, you're following in his footsteps.
So what happens when you find him? You just say thanks?
Well, I would request that if he's willing to take me on as...
hero in training.
Yeah, basically. I feel like I could learn a lot from him, but finding him's been the bigger problem.
It's like Waldo. So, you remember Billy tell you that he was awakened by an old lady? And then she kicked me out because I couldn't no see colors? Okay, so she find out that I can no see colors because she have book. And in book, she have lots of drawings. And you have to find the one little knoll. His name Waldo. And you must find him because he is the traitor. And you must out him out. And so you look at the page for a long time and find Waldo.
But you couldn't find him because you couldn't see colors.
Right, because he has special red shirt. I don't know what red is.
That is so sad.
Remember how I said my favorite color is red, like blood of enemies? I just assume that it is a pretty color.
Oh, Jaska, thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, I just didn't figure it was of great importance when we first met.
I think also he might be very proud of you that in just your quest for him, you've actually become quite a hero in your own stance.
Well, thank you.
It gets shockingly cold, and it gets dark. Almost, if y'all were out of the distance of this rope that you've been holding onto, you might not be able to see one another or know where each other are. And then everything goes quiet. This is the most quiet you've ever heard anything in your existence anywhere. It's almost terrifying. You almost want to start making noise to make this quiet go away. And then if you didn't think it could get any darker, dark smoke starts coming in from everywhere, about 20 feet away from all of you, down to the ground, and it starts swirling around. It continues to swirl, but it fades away and gets thinner and thinner. And as it does, there is a man laying on the ground now that wasn't there before. He's elf, wearing modern clothes that would be modern to all of you, has a pack on, and he lays there very still and suddenly jumps, flips over, and starts slapping his leg on the side, panics, sits up, calms down for a moment, and pulls his boot down a little bit and pulls the leg of his pants up and runs his hand over his leg, and there's nothing there, and everything's fine. And he stands up and he brushes himself off and he turns and he sees all of you. Whew.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I was just out hiking and exploring. I've heard of the Ironwoods and never seen them before, and I thought I'd go take a look, and they said it'd be dangerous. And so far it's been pretty smooth, but I stepped in the wrong spot. I broke an egg, and I realized when I broke it and was cleaning my boot off that it was a snake egg. And before I knew it, there were 3 snakes up on me. And I took off running as fast as I could, and I swore one of them bit me hard and was probably venomous. My leg was just searing in pain and like a fire shooting up through my body on that side. And I stumbled into the trees here and collapsed It's so weird because I woke up and there's not a bite on my leg, and
The good news is the snakes will no longer be bothering you.
Bad news, you're dead.
I'm not dead. It didn't really bite me. So my leg's fine here.
You're dead.
Yeah.
And, the way we actually know that is
We also
we're all
dead.
dead.
But kind of alive.
So welcome.
He kind of looks at all of y'all like, y'all aren't dead. You look fine. I'm fine. He's patting his chest.
Unfortunately, I don't know any way for you to not be dead, and unfortunately also trapped here in the Ironwoods. What's your name?
Colton.
Colton.
Hello, Colton.
Colton Sideburns.
Colton, unfortunately, you have died in the Ironwoods, and there's no easy way to say this. You are trapped here in the Ironwoods. There is no way out.
If you die in the Ironwoods, you die for real.
According to our friend Martin, the gods cannot see in here, and so they cannot take your body or your soul to afterlife. So you're stuck.
All right.
If you're bored and want something to do, you can join our rope.
Y'all look fine with the rope. I'm just gonna go on, continue exploring.
All right, well, if you
If
go
you
down...
hear a woman crying, do not approach. She will scream at you.
Okay.
Go far away.
And he turns around and slowly starts walking away in that way of like, if I move too fast, they'll attack. So he's like, okay, yeah, right. Woman looks over. So if a woman crying, okay, ignore the woman crying. Don't eat any of the mushrooms I find on the ground. And it just starts walking away.
It's probably best not to talk to
y'all
people
are just
either.
Kinda dead. He cinches his backpack up, pulls the straps down, and walks deeper into the forest.
I mean,
Billy, I don't think Colton took us seriously.
but listen, he have excellent hike.
That's
He
true.
can hike for eternity.
Well, I mean, it's very hard to swallow. Well, of course, the tea was easy to swallow, but
It was pretty decent tea.
it was very good tea. We'll have to tell Paulson when we see him
I
again.
didn't like it.
I did not like it either.
You continue walking, and as you get closer to this bright, luminous light, it starts to get smaller, and you realize that you are getting closer to it. You walk for what seems like a few more hours. You keep up the conversation, the getting to know yous, and it keeps your spirits up. Every once in a while, Colton crosses the mind of one of you, one or more, and you wonder, what's he going to do when it hits him that this is real? What's he going to do when he discovers other things in here? And you find yourself at the light, which is also at the edge of the forest. And it almost seems like an illusion unless you sort of look at it from an angle and kind of close one eye. You can see it. It's an essence, but it's there and it's tangible. But it is, in fact, past the last tree of the forest and on the outside.
Red Dirt D&D Tales from the Ironwoods is Johnny Payne as Twitch and your Dungeon Master, Carrie Hester as Billy, Connor Shenold as Jaska, Kim Cross as Beatrix, Brooke Bullock as Zianci, and I'm Michael Cross as Blackjack. Special thanks to our Silver Star Paladin patron, Shenanigans Unplugged. The showrunner for Campaign 2 is Aidan Cross. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of TabletopAudio.com, Sirenscape, and Monument Studios. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by SD Way Gaming. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and at reddirtdnd.com. If you enjoy the new campaign of Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we travel farther into the Ironwoods.
To see if I know anything. Oh my gosh, natural one. Nope, don't know a thing.
Way to get us started.
It's exactly the opposite of trying to cross the lawn in front of the castle.
Have we tried not walking?
Billy don't walk, he have short legs, he ride.
That must be very... Okay,
Right.
everybody get on Beatrix's shoulder.
Okay.
I don't think.
No, there is no room!
I don't think that'll work.
Beatrix, do you need to sneeze?
No.
Plus, I don't know if we want to do that, because I don't know if you'd go away without your body.
And I don't know if you would take Billy with you, seeing as he's riding on your shoulder.
Put in.
Why do you need to bring it with you?
Well, in case I get hungry.
You knew that, didn't you?
Yeah, no, everybody.
Maybe we aren't friends. We don't know anything about each other.
Well, I'm glad y'all
I guess I have not seen Zianzi eat.
Right.
Did you not
I just
eat
thought
the
it was a spider
sandwiches?
thing.
Oh, yeah, everyone tastes just a little bit different. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this conversation and the slight rocking of Beatrix's shoulder, I'm gonna yarf. Can we change subject?
Okay, I'll try to walk without as much of a strut to me. Try to settle my coolness down over here.
I haven't seen my family in a very long time either.
Me neither!
And neither have I. I don't think they
We're
miss me.
all orphans!
Oh.
Oh, I'm not an orphan.
Not an
I've got like
orphan.
23 siblings.
Oh, yeah, it's really.
There's a reason I left my family.
Well, isn't it orphan if your parents are dead?
Yes.
You
They're still alive.
have-
That's what I mean. They're still
you can
alive. And I have 23
siblings.
siblings, and I don't want to see any of them.
Oh.
They're very obnoxious. They
Yeah.
bounce
But of course,
around.
I don't think they want to see me either.
That's
so,
very
yeah.
true.
Upon this realization that some of you haven't seen your family in a long time, some of you have no family anymore, that maybe you're all orphans, I'm going to need a will save. Wisdom save.
Oh.
from
I
everyone.
was like,
Alright.
I don't know.
He's using Pathfinder terms.
They're interchangeable.
They are.
They are not interchangeable.
I was baiting
This
Michael
is not
Cross.
a
You
roll.
were.
This is
Really wanted to go. Sorry, ma'am. We didn't mean to disturb you. We'll get back out of here.
Oh, sorry.
I get a
Running
feeling
is
You've got
always
something going on. I don't want to,
I
Running
feel
is
like if we
always
try to
an
retreat,
option.
it's not going to work for us.
Running is always an option.
Oh my god, he's just saying that over and over again.
Running is
Oh, it's an option.
there's always money in the banana stand.
I don't
Arrested
get that one.
Development.
I don't know
Arrested
that.
Development.
I dated a guy in college who was really into Arrested Development, but I only watched like 3 episodes.
Okay.
Because you weren't that into him.
No. He dumped me for the Kolachi Queen, so.
Sometimes you have to roll your SDA dice on the table and not in your Pro Laser Cuts dice because the bonus like cuts each other out.
This is why they tell a good story. They don't always roll well, though.
Yeah.
Right.
And fire my Eldritch Blast because that just scared me. I think I peed a little.
Yes. Almost like the library scene in Ghostbusters,
Yes.
but terrifying.
Yes.
Oh.
That library scene is scary.
Yeah, it is.
Y'all just really love getting into fights, don't you?
It was Blackjack's fault. He said hi.
It's Blackjack with his talking.
I can't help myself. I see a pretty girl and I can't talk to her.
Do you ever watch It's Always Sunny?
No.
As Kiri was describing Billy's triumphant jump off of the shoulder and their heroic attack, I'm reminded of a scene where they are at a high school reunion and they break out in song and start doing like a boys' dance routine and the lights are on. They all got the moves, but then like it snaps back to reality and shows what everyone in the room is seeing, and they're drunk and stumbling around. And one of them's over here vomiting in a bucket. One of those is Billy's heroic jump off of someone's shoulder to attack.
Aww. I am very cool. My men say I'm very popular.
So 75 feet. I am booking.
Wow.
Here and gone.
Yes.
Hair and gone.
Since
Lean
those of
into it.
us are feeling a little under the weather still, should we do something to ensure that we all keep the same pace? Maybe
Rope.
I don't know what I've been told.
I don't think a nice little shanty will fix
Cadence.
that.
Being dead is really cold.
I pull out some rope and let's just tie ourselves together.
Oh, I've seen children go on field trips like this.
Everybody get seatbelt.
Yes.
We've got a specific leash and harness for Billy.
No, not the harness. No.
It's a little monkey backpack.
You know, one of the things I like most about you, Jaska, is that you always smell like cinnamon.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, especially when you're sleeping.
Okay.
So see, I think we're circling back to the blood thing. I think
Well, senses are just so important.
I'm just off limits. I do not give.
I will not mention you smell like bananas.
I do not give
What
blood
is
consent.
banana?
It's like a sandwich.
Blackjack, where did you get that fancy jacket?
I got this actually in
Episode 1.
I did.
I got this in character creation. I just clicked give.
Gifted to me by my father, who said that he wanted me to have this multicolored coat, that I should wear it with pride.
Like Joseph, King of Dreams.
Exactly.
What is your father's name?
Oh, bloody hell.
This is good.
Blackjack.
This is good.
Oh, this is good.
Like, think about it.
I do have some interesting lore dumps for Jaska if you ask me questions.
What is your favorite thing to have for lunch?
I don't think that's the lore dump you're
You want to give her the questions to
No, I promise I will get that. I hope that you find Gideon.
Well, thank you.
Maybe Gideon had some fantastic friends that inspired him with great speeches. And
Spitches.
and then he saved you, and now you're saved Manny. So Gideon saved Manny. That's nice.
If you die in the Ironwoods, you die for real.
Right?
Someone's going to say something like that.
It's like Inception.
According
It's like a Nightmare on
to
Elm Street.
We offered to help her, too.
maybe Pumpkin found her.
I mean, yeah, it was more we voluntold Pumpkin.
Pumpkin fine with it. He excellent intern.
Wow.
He's getting college credit.
Yay, 3 hours.